All right, everybody, how's it going? This is DJ Deimos Foxx here on Celestia Radio Live. And who do we got here but Celestia herself?
Hello.
Sorry. This is Nicole
Oh,
Oliver.
yes. Hi. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Glad to have you here. Let's see. So you had an announcement that you wanted to make.
I do. Everybody drum roll, please. For those of you in the Miami area, I will be at Animate Miami January 17th to 20th, so that's next weekend. So please do come on out, and if you're a fan of, if you're a fan of My Little Pony, of course, but also of any of the other work I've done or of animation in general, it's a great convention. It'll be a lot of fun. And then February 22nd to 24, I will be at Las Pegasus Unicon, and so I
Awesome.
look forward to maybe playing a little roulette with the fans, and February 22nd is my birthday, so come help me celebrate.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so a couple of appearances and a bunch of other stuff, but it's a great way to start the new year.
Most definitely. Let's see here. Well, let's get into the interview.
Sure.
All right. First question: how old were you when you got into voice acting?
Oh my goodness. When I got paid or when I was just bothering people?
Both.
I was one of those kids that always did funny voices. But I really, my first professional job as a voice actor was shortly after I graduated from theater school in the early 90s. I had a wonderful mentor who suggested to me that, being an actor is great, but a real key to success is to diversify, to do as many things within that umbrella of things you like as possible. Because it's a hard go sometimes to make your life as an actor or an artist or an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I was with an agency, and they also submitted and represented actors for voice work. And I was fortunate enough to book my first audition, which was for a national campaign for a product. And then shortly after that, I started doing cartoons. I did Silver Surfer, a whole bunch of other ones, all the way up through X-Men, leading to where we are now. So it was something I started very early in my career, and it's been a wonderful compliment and at times a driving force of what I do for a living. I feel really lucky.
So you were on X-Men. Which X-Men? X-Men was that, and which character?
Well, the the first one back in the 90s, I did a bunch of swing characters on it. So that was my first kind of entree to animation. I was invited in, and I did, boy number 3, girl number 2, and that was amazing to work with some other actors maybe who've been doing it longer than I, but I got to work on developing some other voices and watch other people at work, and I always think that's a great way to learn. And then in the X-Men that was done, I guess, in the late 90s, I played Risty Wilde, who was Mystique.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was that Evolution or just the regular X-Men?
Yeah, X-Men Evolution, yes.
Awesome. You were Mystique.
I was Risty Wilde, who was Mystique. So she was around for a season. She was
yes. Now I remember. Oh, man. I love that cartoon.
Yeah, so it was great. But again, you take these opportunities and watch other people and see where it goes, and don't say no, and you'll be amazed what happens. So it was pretty great. So,
Okay. Let me see here. So you answered my question of what were some of your first projects. Let me see here. Is voice acting what you wanted to do when you were younger, or did you want to be something else?
I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be I was going to be a trial lawyer. Well, first of all, I wanted to be a ballet dancer, and I actually studied quite seriously when I was young. I was dancing about 40 hours a week, but I blew out my knee because I was just pushing my body a little too hard for it's still developing, it's young. And so I thought I'd go into law school, and then I thought maybe entertainment law sounded interesting. But then I did the high school play, which kind of sounds like a cliche, and everything changed, and that's when I wanted to be an actor. So the deal I struck with my folks was that I would go to university and get a degree, and they would support me in following my dreams. So it's worked out great.
Same thing happening here. So that's awesome. So do you have any? Well, that kind of answers the next question. Do you have any former schooling or degree?
I do actually. I have a Bachelor in Fine Arts from New York University in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I also was fortunate enough to go to the British American Drama Academy at Oxford, which is through the Yale School of Drama, and I got some credits there. That was an amazing experience. And actually, just 2 years ago, I decided to go back to get my master's in communications.
Oh.
And I graduated with a Master's of Arts in Communication.
Awesome.
So, yeah, and now I'm thinking I might go get a PhD just so I can make people call me doctor.
Dr. Oliver.
It's for no other reason than that would be amusing maybe for a while. I don't know. But no, I love going to school. I love learning. I think it's so important. And, I really wanted to challenge myself and so save my money and I don't regret it for a second. It was all of it has been a great, it's been hard. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I banged my head against the keyboard or fell asleep on the computer, but it's been great.
You are such a busy person. It's amazing. Every time I think, wow, you're doing so much. And then, well, I'm also going to school. That is amazing. You're an inspiration.
Oh, thanks. It was, I think we're all busy. We're all doing lots of things, and it's really easy for us to find reasons not to. The real bravery comes in saying yes,
Yeah. Let me see here. For you, what aspect of being a voice actress is the most difficult?
Oh, my goodness. Being the most difficult?
I mean,
I gotta say, it's not really, keeping a straight face in sessions, it really is truly an amazing profession to be a part of. Mm-hmm. And I've had the fortune of working with such talented people. I think one of the things about voice acting that I like so much, I do a lot of film and TV work, but it reminds me of theater because you're in the room with the other actors, and yes, you have a script in front of you, but the energy that all creates and swirls up is so much fun, and sometimes it's ridiculous fun. And so probably the most difficult thing, honestly, would be either having to pull an accent real quick out of your coffers without maybe having to warm it up, and then trying not to laugh and ruin a take because you're just having too much darn fun.
Awesome. So let me see here. Oh, how did you get involved with My Little Pony?
Same way I think most of us did. There was an open casting. There was a casting call. There was this new series created by Laurie Faust, and they were looking for some voices. And so my agent submitted me, and I went in, and I think I read for. We all usually try and read for as many characters as possible. Try and throw as much against the wall as possible and see what sticks. Mm-hmm. And in my case, it was Princess Celestia and then Cheerilee. So that's how I became involved in it, and it's fun. Like if you would have asked me at that time if I thought My Little Pony would have become what it's become, I would have. I could not have seen it happening, but I'm not surprised.
So you said you throw as many voices to the wall, see what sticks. What other voices did you voice for? Or characters?
Did I audition for? I think if I remember, I think I auditioned for Twilight Sparkle. I auditioned for Pinkie Pie. I auditioned for Rarity, and there's the characteristics of the characters that they give us, and they sometimes give us sort of sounds like maybe she should sound like Kate Blanchett, or she should sound like, pick a modern figure that you can kind of hang something on. Mm-hmm. And then you kind of add your own spin on it and you go in. So, and then sometimes we kind of go in the opposite direction. But, I remember preparing for those. And, you're only given a limited amount of time for your audition. And, if things are going really well, of course, they'll go over. But there's lots of people all wanting to try. And that's what, good producers do, is they hunt wide and far and really make sure they have the right voice and scourge lots. So, yeah, so it was a long process, but no more different than any other show I've been involved in.
Okay. Let's see. Now, were you surprised whenever you were given Princess Celestia and Cheerilee, or did you kind of feel that, yeah, I'm going to be getting those?
I don't know if I was surprised. I mean, to be honest, I'm always, I've been doing this for a long time now, and I don't take anything for granted. So when I get a call that I've booked a part or somebody has offered me something, I am very grateful and thankful. So was I surprised? I mean, I think I was excited and I was happy about getting someone like Princess Celestia. And I mean, I guess I'm kind of known sometimes for being a bit of the mom of the group sometimes. So I guess it kind of makes a little bit of sense. But then I'm also a huge klutz and a prankster, so for those who really do know me, so. Yeah.
Now, what is it like being Princess Celestia and Cheerilee? What are their personalities, and how you get into character?
Well, I always say Princess Celestia is like the Yoda of the ponies, I think. So she's really calm, except when she gets angry, and that's fun. And, she's sage, and I think she's not, she wants people to learn through their mistakes and by their efforts, right? She's not one of those, that's not a drill sergeant. So, for me, for her, it's just about her pace and her tone and not like a lullaby, but it's just, you want that kind of calming feeling without boring people and putting them to sleep. So that's kind of like, Cheerilee she's a teacher. She's excited. She's energetic. She's happy to be around. And she gets to do some goofier things. So I find that fun. That's pretty, not a big stretch for me. So, yeah.
So how did you find out about the bronies? Was it through emails or someone told you?
Kind of a combination all of. I think there's been, obviously some pieces in the press. I'm on the internet and I try and keep current and with trends and stuff going on, and heard about it that way. And then Jason Thiessen had been invited down to a convention, and he came back and kind of shared with us his experience, and he was completely overwhelmed with the support and the love from this, and thrilled, as we all have been, with the support from this fan base. So that's kind of how it came about for me. And then, it's just kind of as it goes, right? You hear about it, you read about it.
Let me see. I had a discussion with Peter New a month ago, or whatever. How was the experience on working with him on Hearts and Hooves Day?
Oh, I hate him. No, I love Peter New. Are you kidding me? I adore him. I really, really adore him. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. He's so talented, and I get to work with him on Littlest Pet Shop too. So that's been great fun. It was great. I mean, we had so much fun. The writing, the scripts are fantastic. The writing is wonderful. It's you always hear it's so great to be given those words, but it's true, because not everything is as quality as this program.
Yeah.
And so I don't take you don't take anything for granted. As I said, really appreciate the effort. The writing is great. It's all just top notch. So it was fun, and that was probably one of the hardest sessions to keep it straight, to get through it, because there was so much ridiculousness that was that had everyone else in stitches, let alone Peter and I, as we were trying to get it out of our mouths in character. So.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, it must have been pretty hard to keep a straight face during that episode.
Oh, impossible. I couldn't look at him. If I looked at him, I was done. So if I just concentrated on the script and did not look at him, I was fine. Which, when you're acting, you kind of need to look at the other person sometimes. So, yeah, it was a little. But that was great. I mean, yeah.
Now you mentioned Littlest Pet Shop. That's actually my next question.
Yeah.
So you're on there as Zoe.
Yes.
How do you like being her?
Oh, she's fantastic. She's flawed. She's wonderful. I love her. I love her. She's she's a diva. She I kind of based her on Samantha from Sex and the City and Audrey Hepburn a little bit. And she makes mistakes, but her heart, she's got a great heart, and she's trying. And I love characters that aren't perfect or aren't perceived as perfect. I mean, I guess that's a challenge being Princess Celestia, because she's this thing.
Yeah.
Those are hard. That's hard to live up to when you're these things,
Yeah, Zoe's incredibly fun to listen to. I mean, watch, and it's very funny because of how just animated she is. And here's a dress. Oh, my eyes,
Yeah.
But
and pose. Yeah, she's it's fun, and it's for me as an actress, it's great to be able to play different characters or highlight different parts of yourself, not to be maybe typecast in a certain part or whatever. But she's fun. So, it's a great show. Yeah.
So with this show, do you feel the same kind of energy as My Little Pony?
In terms of when we're creating it, or
the
surrounding the show?
Like the scripts that you read, the people that are in it, the same kind of energy, like I like to call it 90s cartoons feel,
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I mean, the writing is fantastic. The cast is brilliant, and many of them have been on My Little Pony or other shows we love. And so, I mean, that familiarity just, I think, adds to the show because we have a relationship, and there's a comfort level with us working that I think, for me anyway, I feel comfortable taking some risks because I have such trust in everything based on my relationship with, the production company and everyone else through My Little Pony. So, I mean, it's just out there now. I don't know what episode is airing. I'm not up to that, so I'm always leery about what I can say or can't say.
Well,
but it's new, and it's exciting, and I've been told it's being well received. So I hope people keep watching it and giving it a chance because it's lots of fun.
Well, what just aired was a Zoe episode, the pose, where the modeling thing. So that's not any. Those aren't any spoilers, so don't worry.
Yeah.
And if it was, we would just edit it out of the recording. But just for you. So
thank you.
Well, that's all my questions I have here. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we kill the broadcast?
Well, just would really love to see people if you're in the Miami area or around, Las Vegas, and you want to come on up. Love to see you. I'll be there, and as always, I always make myself as available as I can to the fans, and and it's my birthday, like I said, in February, so come help me celebrate. And the other thing is, anyone who's on Twitter, please do look for me. I do tweet back. Anyone takes the time to send me a note, I do my best to respond. So I am at Mouth Noise, MOUTH, like the body part, NOIZE, at Mouth Noise. That's me. And a mouth noise is sort of appropriate. I make lots of noises before I talk. So send me a couple of tweets, and let's connect that way. That'd be great.
Awesome. All right. Well, DJ Calcos here was streaming it for us. So
well, thank you.
Let's tell him to kill the broadcast. Thank you, DJ Calcos. Thanks, everybody.
You're very welcome, good sir. Thank you very much, Nicole, for coming on.
Thank you all.
Thank you for having me.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Thanks, everybody, for listening in.
Cool.
And the broadcast...
all right.
Go ahead.
Oh, wait. Calcos, is it over?
No. Nicole, you wanted to say something, right?
No, not. I'm good. I'm good. I was going to talk to you.
This is the greatest ending ever.
Tripped at the finish line. Thanks, Calcos.